Welcome back to the PlayAction Pod. Christian McCullum here with my man James Henderson from Inside Pack Sports. If you're an NC State fan, you guys interested in the Wolfpack, you got to get over to InsidePackSports.com. Check them out. They do a great job covering all things NC State down in Raleigh. James, man, thanks for joining us. How's it going?
Yeah, Christian, man, anytime. Going good. Staying busy. You know how it is.
For sure. So, obviously, we got through with week 0, kind of just a little taste, but, it starts for real here with week 1, and you guys get an early start going on Thursday night. What's the season? What's the outlook of the season right now for NC State?
Very optimistic. I imagine it's like that for most programs right now. With the COVID year and just being able to have back some seniors who typically would have been going out of your program. I think NC State right now, they're one of the, in terms of Dave Doran's teams, maybe his deepest. They're bringing back potentially 20 starters on both sides of the ball, or guys that have started games. So they feel really good coming off an 8-win season. They won 7 ACC games last year. So for NC State, that's a big year. And I think because of that, the expectations have heightened a little bit going into 2021.
And obviously, you guys got Devin Leary back as a trigger man. How important is that, and what's the rest of the offense around him look like?
Well, it's big. I think when he went down last year, NC State kind of struggled a little bit because they had to adjust and find a guy. They ended up going back to Bailey Hockman, who finished the year strong for him. But he presents a different skill set than Leary. I mean, Leary, I think, is the type of player, a former Elite 11 quarterback, 4-star recruit, who has the arm talent, I think, to unlock your offense. If you go and watch his game last year at Pittsburgh, and you know this from covering Notre Dame, I mean, playing at Pittsburgh is not easy. I mean, Pat Narduzzi, really strong defense. They're going to get after you. And Leary went up there. I think he threw for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He really had his way with them. And I think that's what he gives you, that upside throwing the football. So when you bring back all of your receivers, all of your running backs, you feel like if you've got a trigger man who can get them the ball, it just gives you that much more upside as a team. So I think that's what he's going to provide. He's going to give them the capability to go out each week and win and feel confident they can win, because I'm not telling you anything new. To feel that way, you have to feel confident in your quarterback. And I think for NC State this year, with Leary coming off of that year, even if it was just 4 full games, I think there's a confidence level that they haven't really had since 2018, when they had Ryan Finley at quarterback.
How about on the other side of the ball, defense? What's the defense looking like?
Loaded, man. I mean, really strong. They finished last year, I think the last 5 games, they allowed 23 or less points, which you know how it is in college football. I mean, if you can hold a team to 20, 22, 21 points, you feel good. This isn't 2000 anymore, where we used to see fullbacks just pound into each other all game, right? So I think with them returning up 10 starters on defense, added Corey Durden, a transfer from Florida State, Cyrus Fagan, a transfer from Florida State, they really feel like they were kind of build a little depth that they maybe lacked last year at times. And so I think it's tough for me to really see kind of which side of the ball they feel better about, to be honest with you. I think NC State feels good about their offense and their defense.
And looking ahead at that, Thursday night game, I mean, the odds makers feel pretty good too. I mean, you guys are given 18 points right now in PlayAction. What do you think? Where do you come down on that? Is that too big of a number? Is it about right? You think NC State can cover it?
I think it's probably about right. I mean, I have NC State projected to cover in that game. I think you're dealing with a South Florida team with a lot of unknowns, and an opening night, that can be a problem, for the opposition, right? You don't really know what to expect to see, but I think that's not the case for NC State because they're such an experienced team. So I feel like they can kind of lean on what they do well, and maybe that'll outweigh kind of the unknown of a South Florida. Not to mention you have them coming into your place. The fans are fully back. I mean, South Florida probably hasn't experienced that since 2019 in terms of playing in front of a full house. So I think this first week or two, you'll see across college football, I think home teams are going to have an advantage, having crowds back in. And so when you're heavily favored as the home team, I just tend to think NC State's going to cruise in this one. I mean, I've got NC State winning something like 42-13. That's my thought on it. I just feel they're just too strong probably on both sides of the ball right now for South Florida.
Going to be a rowdy house down there in Raleigh Thursday night?
What's that?
Is it going to be a rowdy house down there in Raleigh Thursday night?
Oh, yeah. It always is. You've seen it, 2016, the was that a Tornado Bowl against Notre Dame? Is that what they call it? The Hurricane Bowl? Like, was it Deshaun Kaiser? I know I'm kind of poking at you a little bit there, but it was crazy for a hurricane game, right? I mean, and I think NC State has one of the more underrated fan bases in the country in terms of football games, football atmospheres. You look anywhere in terms of people that talk about that, they'll mention NC State. So I think first time in 2 years having a full crowd in, that place is going to be rowdy.
It's funny you mentioned that tornado game. I was watching a portion of that with my son, who was probably 6 at the time.
Right.
And he watched Brian Kelly call 4 passing plays in a row.
Oh, yeah.
And he asked, can you not run the ball in this type of football? Why is
Hey, look, NC State fans were asking. NC State fans, they were asking me why were they throwing the football. I'm like, hey, keep doing it.
Let them do it. So, all right, James. Well, hey, man, we appreciate it. We're going to have you on. I know you guys are going to get your contest started on PlayAction over at Inside Pack Sports. So any Inside Pack Sports members, make sure you check that out. It'll be a fun contest throughout the year. And we'll have James on, throughout the season to check in with the Wolfpack.
Thanks, Christian, man. I appreciate it anytime.